Hello, I'm Erin Halvorsen with Rag Rugs by Erin. If this is your first time viewing me, thank you for joining me. And if you're joining me again, then I thank you as well. We're going to be doing something a little different today. This is going to be similar to the last video that I did, as far as this is going to be more about technique. I'm going to move on a little bit faster than I have with some of my beginner rugs. But what we're going to be talking about today is something that some of my viewers have been looking forward to. This is going to be using the participation sheet yarn that some of my viewers sent in. So I know some of you are looking forward to seeing how this turned out, and we're going to go ahead and get started. This is the Confetti Reversible Rag Rug, and I saw a little snippet that someone sent me about a stamp size photo of something that they had seen somewhere, and I couldn't see it because I had a stupid phone. I haven't had a smartphone that long, to be honest with you. So, and they said, well, have little tags on it and things like that. So this has cut my mind thinking. I couldn't really see that rug, but this is what I came up with. I've got two different rugs here that I've made that have got the same thing. You can see we've got this fun little tags, and it looks like confetti. And these were added. I've got these on here. These were added as I crocheted along. And these are all different ones, and I had to add some of my own to it, but this is a lot of strips that were sent in from some of my viewers. They're about 2.5 inches long to 3 inches long, the ones that are on this rug, and I think it's really fun. But then I did another rug, and this one I did little short ones to give a different look, so you could kind of see what look you like better. Okay, but what I really wanted to show, this one's completed. This one I'm going to finish in the video at the end to show you how to finish it. It's done with 2-ply, so it's going to be based upon the 2-ply rug that I just filmed last time, and which is 2 strands, but this is a little bit different. So here you go. Here's the reversible. So you could keep your tags or your little confetti on both sides, but I'm going to show you how to keep it on one side. Let me show you the other one. So you can have a rug. One side looks like this. Is that not fun? And one side looks like that. That is just so much fun to me. I'm constantly trying to create something new. That's just the way my mind, crazy mind works. I don't get a lot of sleeping time in because of that crazy mind. But this is the type of thing that I dream up in my sleep, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I didn't have enough strips to do a lot of other projects like I had hoped from my viewers, but I did get quite a few, so I was able to do these 2 rugs. Alright, we'll go ahead and get started, and I hope you will join us, and we'll get started and show you how to do this. Alright, what you're going to need for tools, I'm going to put these out of the way so Lyle can film well, is you're going to need a larger crochet hook. I'm going to be using a 22, and these are on my website. If you happen to have a 21, that'll work just fine. You could even go something like this. This is a U-hook, which is a 25. This one's 9.5 inches long, and this one's 8.5. All my hooks are 8.5 inches long. Okay, all my hooks are 8.5 inches long, except once we get up to a 25, and if we go bigger than that, then they're 9.5 inches long. So if this is more comfortable in your hand, then try something like this, or this is something you already have bought and you have at your disposal. By all means, some of you are using this, and that would be great for thicker ply. You need a good pair of scissors. Mine need to be sharpened, by the way. So. And then you also need a tapestry needle. This is a number 13 tapestry needle. It's got a large eye. It's got a blunt end. You could use a 16 as well. I prefer the 13 when you can find it. And so those are the only items that you're going to need, other than you're going to need sheet yarn. So I better put this back in here so we can find this later, hopefully. And then we're going to get started. There we go. Alright, so I went ahead and made some sheet yarn ahead of time, and you'll notice it's not in a ball, and I'll probably do another video on that and explain what I've been doing lately and not putting it in a ball. and it's usually not quite in this state. This is a great rug that you can use just sheets that are plain or sheets that don't have a lot of interest. You can go ahead and just use this up as a background. You're going to be using 2 strands at the same time, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and show you how to use them both at the same time. And I went ahead and started this with one solid color and didn't add anything for a while because it'll make it a little bit easier. You don't have to do it quite that far. Here's how your little tags are, and I'll show you in a moment how to tie those, how I did them. There was other ways you could do it. This is how I found. I started one way and decided it wasn't as sturdy as this way, so this is how I ended up tying it, and I'll show you the details. So I'm going to move along fairly quickly. I put down in the bottom of the screen how to make a oval rag rug for a beginner. You are going to need to add more. You're going to need to add more stitches in the arches with a thicker ply than you did with the oval beginner rug. I'm also going to put the 2-ply rug in there as well, which is going to be very similar other than how you deal with the tags, and that may have some other views. And I noticed that sometimes if you watch more than one video, I talk about something a little different, or I show you from a different angle, and sometimes it makes it very helpful. So we'll go ahead and get started with this and just do a slip stitch and get started. Okay, Lyle. So you're going to take and you're going to cross over with the longer piece and make a little loop. You've got them doubled, both your added strip and the other one. This is almost 2 inches. This is like 1 inch and a quarter, the yellow one or the light one. And this one, what would you say, 3/4 of an inch? Lyle, maybe?
Yeah.
3/4 of an inch. I used anywhere from 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch to 1 inch on my second strand. You could make them both the same size if you wanted. It wouldn't matter. So let's start again. You cross over with the longer one so you have a loop. Then you're going to take the long end and pull it through. This would be on a slow motion version. You could see that. I have a single crochet stitch that shows how to do this. It would just have 2-ply on this one. And you would also see on the beginner rug a lot smaller, a lot slower. You're going to put your hook in, and I went ahead, because this is the new way I've been doing it, I take all the strands, so you really have 4 strands together here. Make sure you make this loose. We're only going to do 8 chain stitches. You could make this any length you wanted, but I've been doing a little bit thicker, bulkier, stouter oval, so this is one of the ways I like to do it. So you're going to take your material and cross over and pull what's on your hook off. And that's 1 chain stitch. See how loose I'm leaving that? You're going to cross over again and pull what's on your hook off. That's your 2nd chain stitch. Cross over, pull it off. That's 3. Make sure you leave it loose enough. And this is probably going to fall out, and you'll just trim it at the end. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, make sure it's loose, 8. Okay, so this is the way you were crocheting in this direction. This will be trimmed later on. You're going to flip your work, because you're always going to work right to left, and you're going to then do single crochets. So you're going to go into the first hole, cross over, pull it through. You've got 2 on there. Cross over again and pull both of the back 2 off. I'm going to show you that stitch again a little slower. Here's your second hole. You're going to go in, cross over, pull it through. We're almost to our tab. Cross over, pull them both off. This is a sped up version, not as much detail. I'm going to continue on, and you can see in those other 2 videos that are attached the slower version. Okay, so here you're coming to your first tag. if you want to make it reversible and you don't want to just have it land wherever it is, you kind of have to do a couple different things. I'm going to show you different ways that I go about it depending on where it falls. So here it is here. I keep it on the side that I'm working so I can see it. Okay? So you cross over and you pull them both through. Okay, you can see that's not in the right spot, is it? Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull it like this and pull it to the front. There's one way to get it there. Okay, kind of hold it, go back into the next hole. Here we're coming up against the next tag. Pull them both off. Alright, where is this one? See how I kind of just pulled it to this side? There's going to be another one right there. Let's see how we do this one. They're all done just a little bit different. You just kind of work it around and see how you can get it to one side. See how it came out this time over here? I kind of just free it. I freed it up and I pull it both off. Okay, you can put it in front of it or behind it. Now, I put them at different intervals, the lengths of how far apart. You could do it at a standard interval every single time if that was convenient for you. You could do it not very often. You could do it very often. This will be the fun part for you, to decide what you want your rug to look like. So there's no right or wrong. I just made this up. You can make up your own stuff. Okay, you may have better techniques or find better ways to do this. I'm still just moving along. Okay, now I'm coming to the end of it here. Here's going to be my end hole. I don't think I'm going to use that. It's going to be too small of a hole maybe to get my hook in repeatedly. So I'm going to use this hole as my end hole. I've gone in one time. I'm going to go in at least 2 more times, maybe 3 more times in this end hole. You go back into this hole, grab your material. Okay. I think I'm going to feed it through like that. You can see that there is no exact way to pull it to that side. You're going to have to figure out what you think works best for you. Okay. So that's the second time in that hole. Now we got another tag here. And I'm going to feed this one through here too, like this. Still doing the same stitch. Okay. And I don't like the way that is there. I still want it more on this side. So you see how I fed it through there? Make your adjustments. We're headed back down the other side. Okay. What I did, I didn't do it ahead like this. When I was doing it, I did a strip or 2 at a time ahead, because of twisting and having to deal with it all. But I didn't want to have to keep on stopping to do that with you. So give me just a minute and I'll get to the end, do a couple more stitches like this, and show you how to do this. And I'll show you how I added these, okay? Okay, see how there's that tag? Now it looks harder at the beginning, but once you get it moved along where it's running flat, it goes quite a bit nicer. I'd like to get to this end and show you, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add a tag or 2.
You're at 15 minutes.
How many minutes?
15.
15 minutes. Okay, let's get to the end of this. I'm going to leave it there in front of it. Okay. Gonna put another one in this same hole at the end. The possibilities are endless with this. So 2 went in that hole. Let's see how many we're going to do in this hole. And I guess in the second part of this video, I'm going to actually show you how to add it. So there you go. There's one there. A lot of you want to know how I get around the corner, and that's why I'm doing this. So there's 4 stitches, 2 in the first hole, 2 in this hole, and that's going to do it. I think I'm around. You may have to find another hole and do 2. Okay, so this is what we've got so far going on here. I'm going to poke that through here. This is how it starts. Pull them up so you can see them. There's nothing on the other side. Well, there is one on the other side, so we won't. We'll push it through because we want them all on that side. Easy enough to remedy, isn't it? Okay? So this is what we've got so far. And join me in part 2, and I'll show you how to connect it. It's real simple, and how to keep your tags together there. Thank you.